Hi, I wanted to make this video because I've been thinking. And this time I've been thinking about my YouTube experience. So the reason I've been thinking about my YouTube experience is because I've been posting videos for a while now and it's been quite an adventure. So I wanted to share some of the things I've learnt and to tell you what it's been like for me and maybe even give some tips for anyone else who might want to get started on YouTube. So, if you're interested in the practical side or the emotional side of starting a YouTube channel, you might be interested to watch. So, people, including me, seem to have a lot of curiosity about small YouTube channels and what it takes to get started. And I know that I'm always interested to hear about other people's experiences. So, I thought I'd share a few things now that I'm a couple of months in. So I've watched a lot of videos about how to start a channel, how to talk on camera, how to focus on your goals, how to have a system, all those things, because I knew absolutely nothing about the practical side of making videos or having a channel. So I wanted to learn about the practical side. I also wanted to hear about other people's experiences because I had no idea what it might feel like to record videos and to post them online for anyone to see. So I found listening to other people's stories really helpful. So hopefully I'm paying it forward by making one myself. So I'm still no expert on the practical side of things, as you might be able to tell. I can do a little bit of editing, but I try to plan my videos so that they don't need much editing, and that's working for me at the moment. Maybe I'll learn more about editing in the future so that I can make different types of videos. But for now, I'm mostly managing without it, and that seems to be working okay for this type of video. I've used auto-generated thumbnails to start with, which were pretty terrible and go against a lot of the advice that I've seen, but really using those allowed me to stop making excuses and to just get started. I've had a go at making some of my own now, but I would say that's a work in progress. So as you can probably see, I've got almost no skills in the practical side of video making, but that isn't what my channel is about, so maybe that's okay. I might learn more about it in the future, but it hasn't stopped me from getting started. So in terms of the emotional side, so I've had a feeling for a while that making videos was something I wanted to do. I've been inspired by other people who were doing it, and I felt a bit jealous that they have all their videos to look back on in the future. And it did seem a bit out of character for me because I'm quite a private person, but I don't necessarily like being that way because I think there's a lot to be gained from sharing things with other people and listening to their stories. It just seems a bit scary to share my own stories, but then I think if everyone felt like that, there wouldn't be any videos to watch. So if I want to hear from other people, I ought to be brave enough to share some things myself. And I do really love the concept of YouTube, that regular people can share things and connect with other people all around the world, people they would never have met in real life, but they have something in common with. And YouTube helps those people to find each other, and it gives us all a chance to learn from real people about things that interest us, or to help find ways to manage challenges that we have in our own lives, or just to find some solidarity and to know that we're not alone. So my channel is still very small, but I've already had some meaningful connections with real people. And they've honestly made it so worthwhile, even with such few views and subscribers. So really, if the measure of success is that someone connects with what you've said, then I'm already there. But is that really how people measure success on YouTube? I guess it depends on why you're doing it. So I did ask myself that question before I got started, and I noted down a few bullet points that I thought would be important to keep me focused on what exactly I want to achieve when I make a video. So I wrote down that I want to share my experiences and the things I've learnt in my life in the hope that I can help other people. I want the excitement of connecting with like-minded people all around the world. And I want to leave a legacy so that I won't just disappear when I die. So those are my goals, and after only a few videos, I'm already feeling some progress on those. I know that there's plenty of scope to increase the impact by creating more videos and reaching a bigger audience. But actually I can achieve those goals in a small way right from the start, and it's been feeling great. So, on top of that, if one day my channel can generate some income, that would be a cherry on the top for me. I've also discovered another unexpected benefit since I started, and it's the fact that I'm not imposing my thoughts on anyone. So that might sound a bit strange, but as someone who does a lot of thinking, I've often got quite a lot that I want to say. But being a bit socially anxious and with a tendency to overthink what other people might be thinking, I often hold back on what I say in case other people don't want to hear it, but don't like to tell me. So that means I often feel a bit full up with words that I want to get out. So by making these videos, I can get out all the things that I want to say without any guilt, because nobody needs to watch them if they don't want to. Obviously, I want people to watch them, but only people who are interested. So it's very freeing that nobody has to check with anyone. We all just make our own decisions. I say what I want in the video, and you choose whether or not you want to watch. I do try to keep my videos quite short and hopefully useful to other people, but they're also really therapeutic to me because I get to really work through my thoughts on a subject and pick out what I think are the most important or interesting points and what are the most useful takeaways to share and to apply in everyday life. And I have such a lot of thoughts swimming around in my head, and I've always been convinced that there must be some gems hiding in there. I've just never been able to get them out in such a structured way as I've found with my videos. So it's really helping me to organise my thoughts and to get some real value from all the listening and reading and thinking that I've done over the years. So, it's providing a type of therapy to me, and it's bringing me a sense of peace that I haven't had before. I guess it's probably a bit like journaling when you get all your thoughts out, and you can feel a sense of relief from that. But by making videos and sharing them with other people, there's the added bonus of some connection about the things that I've said when other people can relate to them. So I can see why other people have said that starting a channel can change your life. Because I've barely started, but I can feel that's happening already. And posting a video can give a real buzz of excitement to your day because you just never know where it might lead. I mean, there are also times when it can be a bit disheartening, when the videos don't get many views. Um, but I've learnt enough beforehand to know that it's likely to take some time to find the right audience. So I think it's important to keep that in mind so that you're not tempted to start thinking that it isn't working. And the exciting thing about YouTube is that it can change in an instant, as long as you keep going. And it's really a bit like the lottery that, if you don't play, you can't win. And, you can't find success on YouTube if you don't post videos. So I'm keen to find the right audience for my videos. So at the moment, I'm following the new starter guidance of not telling anyone that I know about my channel, and not paying too much attention to the number of views, and that sort of thing, because the algorithm doesn't know me yet. It is quite hard not to, and I'd be lying if I said that I didn't check the numbers every day. But I'm trying not to read too much into any of that. I know that with each video I post, I'm giving more data to the algorithm so that eventually it will know exactly who to suggest my content to. And it doesn't know that yet, so I just have to keep going and keep providing it with more data. And when the videos find the right audience, those will be the people who are much more likely to watch the full video and engage with the content, maybe by leaving a comment or staying to watch another video. And I think the algorithm picks up on that and learns more about who to promote your content to. And that process takes a while and, probably needs a few videos. So you have to be patient. And unless your content is aimed at your friends and family, you could actually damage your channel if you confuse the algorithm with them as your viewers and commenters at the start. So obviously I don't know yet if this approach is going to work, but I've thought about it and it makes sense to me. So I'm sticking with it for now, by making videos that I want to make and uploading regularly over a period of weeks, and then just waiting to see what happens. So, if you're interested, I will give you a little timeline of some of my milestones so far. So I created my channel and uploaded an introduction video on the 11th of October. And that felt quite scary and exciting. It was actually just a very quick and easy process to create the channel, literally about 10 minutes. And I was really on the edge of my seat when I clicked to publish that first video. But the excitement soon started to wear off after a couple of days went past and nobody had watched my video. Not one single person. I had to check whether I'd actually posted it, but I had. And so I did know to expect a slow start, but still I think I'd hoped that mine would be different. So that was a bit disheartening, but I knew the drill, so I moved on and I uploaded my first real content a few days later on the 14th. So the excitement came back and I spent the day with a fizzy feeling in my stomach, knowing that I'd finally been brave enough to post something really important and personal, and I couldn't wait to see what happened. So when I saw later that day that someone had watched the video, I was so excited. And then when I woke up the next day, I had my first subscriber and my first comment. And I really can't explain how amazing that felt. And the comment was exactly the sort of thing that I'd hoped for. Someone showing that they could relate to me and the things I was saying. And the comment just really meant a lot to me because it created a connection based on a shared experience. And it also made me feel that I'd helped someone by sharing my video. And so as you know, those are both my dream goals for my channel, and I'd started to see the results already, and that felt amazing. It was so hard not telling anyone about that because it was so exciting. But I have to keep believing that staying quiet is the right thing to do if I want the algorithm to find the right audience for me. So I uploaded another video 3 days later on the 17th of October, and the number of subscribers increased to 3, so that was really exciting again. I also received another lovely comment that gave me another boost. Hearing other people say that they can resonate with my content feels amazing and makes me want to share more things. So the next video didn't get any views on the first day, but somehow I gained another subscriber. And the same thing happened the next day. No views for the latest video, but another subscriber. So YouTube is a bit of a mystery, but I knew not to try and understand it. So I got a bit impatient and I uploaded another video on the 19th, and this one got 3 views almost straight away, which was exciting, and another subscriber joined. I'd recorded a few videos in advance, so it was hard to keep them back when I wanted to see more momentum, but I didn't want to create a pace that I couldn't keep up with. So at that point I decided to tell my husband about the channel, on the promise that he mustn't look at it because he's not my target audience. He already knew that I had an interest in starting a channel, but he didn't really think I'd do it, so he was quite surprised. But he promised to keep my secret and to not watch the videos. He doesn't mind me doing it, but I think he doesn't really understand why I'd want to post videos of myself online. And I can understand why he doesn't understand, because I also think it's a bit strange that I want to do it, but I just know that I do. So it felt good to get my secret out in the open to him, but I'm not planning to tell anyone else yet. Maybe when I feel confident that my videos are finding the right audience, but I'm not there yet. So after that, I made a decision to post 2 videos a week, one on a Monday and one on a Friday, and to keep with that for a few months to see how it feels. It is quite challenging to keep up with, but I'm trying to carve out a bit of time each day for planning so that I don't fall behind. I do tend to get up quite early, so I can dedicate a bit of early morning time to my videos each day and still fit in the other things that I need to do. So the Friday videos seem to be more popular than Mondays, which doesn't seem surprising, but may not mean anything in the longer term. I just don't know yet. So I've had one video that took off more than the others, probably because it was a subject that more people search for. But I'm still just going to carry on picking subjects that interest me rather than following the numbers, and I'll see where that takes me in a few months' time. So I'm still finding I've got plenty of ideas for new videos, so I'm more worried about the lack of time to produce them than the lack of ideas on what to do. I'm not thinking too far ahead because I just want to enjoy it and not worry too much about where it might lead. And I'm enjoying the process, and I'm enjoying the excitement of what the next video might bring. So if you're thinking of starting a channel, I'd say from my experience, the only thing that you have to lose is your time. But if you enjoy the time that you spend on your videos, you won't mind. So I would say choose your subject carefully. I was very careful in choosing mine, and I probably took about a year to come up with my channel concept. I did have lots of other ideas before this one, but most of those ideas have actually now become ideas for individual videos. So all the thoughts that went into them weren't wasted. Things like happiness, positivity, autism, They were all ideas that I had for a channel at one point or another, but they felt a bit too narrow for me to just stick with one of those subjects because I really wanted to cover all of them. So the idea of I've been thinking felt perfect when it finally came to me. And I've got a notebook of all my other channel ideas, so it's fun for me to look through that now. I won't share them in case I decide to use them in the future. I know some people worry about negative comments, but for now I've only had nice ones. I did receive one that I think might have been a proposition, but it wasn't unkind, and it taught me a new word, but I just deleted it and moved on because I didn't want to get into that kind of discussion. But other than that, the comments have just been lovely. So there you have it. That's the story of how I got started and what my first couple of months have been like on YouTube. So if you're still here, thank you for sticking with me. If you're thinking of starting a channel yourself, I would say just do it. The thrill of taking a risk is fun, and the connection with other people is really special. So I hope you've taken something useful from this video, but I think that's all for this time. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!